first year of CEO draws to a close, I'm happy to say that we've made good progress in setting the IoDSA on a new growth path. I'd like to share some highlights with our members and supporters as we wind down to the festive season. So after a few months as CEO designate, I assumed the role of CEO in April. One of my first actions was to put together an executive team in place to support me and to provide us with the range of skills that we need in order to achieve our goals. Vikesh Nivandia now oversees the corporate services we offer, including board evaluations, customized board development, and governance advisory. She's also responsible for thought leadership and generating research. Trained as a lawyer, she was a governance specialist with us for approximately 5 years before assuming her new role. Sharma Malan now oversees individual services portfolio, which includes membership, individual training, and certifications. Sharma joined our certifications department around 2 years ago and has a wide range of experience in professional bodies, specifically around membership, training, and certifications. Zandi Madikiza, a CASA, joined our team this year as Executive Finance and Operations. We also made some changes to the leadership of our board. Mohammed Sidat, who has served on the IoDSA board for 7 years, previously as a member of the Audit Committee and Chair of the Remuneration Committee, became Chair of our board in June. And Louisa Stevens, who is currently also our Audit Committee Chair, became Lead Independent Director. Eileen Walton joined our board in June after our AGM, and her wealth of experience in IT and digital will be of immense value as we see digitalization as a key strategic focus area for the IoDSA. On the strategic front, we made a significant change by renaming ourselves the Institute of Directors in South Africa to better represent our primary region of operation, and in recognition of the fact that we now have sister institutions across the wider Southern Africa region. In line with our closer focus on South Africa, we've reviewed our strategy and updated our vision, mission, and value statements, set new 5-year goals, and performed a full SWOT analysis. More detail on the strategy will be provided in our 2019 integrated report. We've also given our branding and corporate identity a bit of a facelift to reflect these changes. Like any business, we depend on a robust, efficient set of back office processes to support our growth and service our members and clients better. To advance this, we reviewed all our policies and procedures and streamlined our HR processes. We also anticipate that our revenue this year will, for the first time, exceed the 50 million rand mark, which will put us in the large enterprise category for the purposes of the broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Act. Subsequently, our BEE status will depend on how well we achieve the target set by the generic scorecard. Our team has been planning for this eventuality. Another important move to strengthen our internal processes and improve governance has been the introduction of an outsourced internal audit function. This will provide greater assurance and thus reduce risk. We believe that events play an important role in building the IoDSA's brand with members and potential members, and also provide useful networking opportunities for directors and aspirant directors. We launched a new series of events called the CEO's Recommended Reads. During the course of the year, we hosted 3 authors to talk about their books. We had Bonang Mahale on his book Lift As You Rise. We had Rob Rose on his book Steinoff. And lastly, we had Mcebisi Jonas on his book Hope After State Capture. The latter event was also live streamed, something we tried for the first time in order to enable a wider reach. Digital technology will play a growing strategic role in helping the IoDSA build its member and client base and take the governance message to organizations across the spectrum of South Africa. We have already begun making extensive use of videos and other digital media to spread our message and to reach audiences beyond the big centers. In addition, we have begun to focus more on our social media platforms. Social media provides a uniquely direct and immediate way to build connections with our stakeholders. Our investment in social media has already begun to pay off, with all of our platforms growing in following. YouTube went from 6 to 57 subscribers. Instagram from 0 to 833 followers. Twitter from 2,589 followers to 3,616. LinkedIn from 5,369 to 7,587. And last but definitely not least, Facebook from 544 followers to 10,556 followers at last count. We also participated in the global Black Friday initiative for the first time by offering a discount on new membership sign-ups. IoDSA plays a key role in advocacy as the standard bearer of corporate governance in South Africa. Given what we've seen in the governance landscape in both the public and private sectors in our country this year, it's important that we establish the IoDSA as the go-to institution on governance and directorship. We continued with our media activity on high-profile governance cases to raise awareness of governance principles amongst the general public and had numerous mentions in print and radio and television broadcast mediums. It is gratifying to report that the IoDSA was mentioned for the first time in Parliament this year when the Department of Communications spoke about its intention to professionalize the boards of the state enterprises it oversees. We also approached to provide expert opinion on two high-profile court cases involving director delinquency. This participation was another first for us. Another measure of our impact is the impression we make on the people or institutions that use our services. Our client assessments have been improved to include feedback on not only satisfaction, but also on impact and net promoter score for all services rendered. We continued to release articles, papers, and guidance documents during the year. We also launched the much-needed King 4 practice note on group governance. On the research front, we released the 4th edition of the Director Sentiment Index, as well as a new-look fees guide for non-executive directors, which focuses on the total quantum as opposed to the hourly fees. These research reports resulted in 1,332 clickbacks and 3,125 clickbacks on the release emails within 1 week of release. We reviewed our member categories and introduced 2 new categories of membership, one being corporate and the other being student. The corporate category allows us to get closer to corporates with a view to improve governance in our country. The student category enables us to spread awareness of good governance and directorship to the next generation of leaders. Another important initiative was the introduction of a new code of conduct and set of disciplinary rules for members. Holding our members to account is vital in building trust in corporate governance generally, and in the IoDSA as an institution. This is particularly important in our current climate. I'm delighted to say that we attracted at least 2,000 new members and hope to reach a total of 9,400 members by year end. One of our most important roles is to provide continuous professional development for our growing national pool of directors. We introduced 2 new courses, one being integrated reporting and the other being lessons from Steinhoff, which were very well received. By year end, we expect to have delivered over 400 training days to more than 4,500 training delegates. Our efforts to build a pool of professional directors continue to gain momentum. Our CDSA and Certified Director exams and continuous professional development sessions are now also being run outside of Johannesburg in response to demand. In conclusion, I'm proud of what we've been able to achieve this year, and I'm greatly looking forward to helping the IoDSA continue to achieve excellence and scale new heights. Next year promises to be a particularly exciting year as we will be celebrating the IoD's milestone 60th anniversary. Watch this space for details in the new year. None of this would have been possible without the hard work and dedication of my team at the IoDSA, of the members of our faculty, and of course our board members who give tirelessly to the IoDSA. My thanks goes out to all of them, as well as our members, clients and delegates, partners and supporters. Your support has been invaluable. With best wishes for a restful, happy festive season and a successful 2020, we thank you.